Hello, everyone. I hope that you all have had a great weekend. And to the mothers, happy belated Mother's Day to you all, whether you're an auntie, mother, or someone that provides as a good role model for the generations. And whatever you do, woman, single woman, whatever you do, happy Mother's Day, Women's Day. Hope you all were loved on and able to enjoy your day. So this is going to be a quick live because I've been going all weekend. So I'm going to start practicing what I'm going to preach on tonight. So tonight I want to talk a little bit about balancing between the rest and work. So be sure to like, subscribe, share, all of that good stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and get on to it, get quick to it so we can go ahead and be about our day and be about our week. One thing about society, I want you to begin to think about even for this week. Whenever you have conversation with people, we typically are in this hustle mode society. Work hard, play hard. When we talk about going forward, we're going to be boss women, boss men, boss ladies, lady bosses, bossing up on a boss game. And some people put up, I've seen some posts where people talk about, I'll sleep. I'll rest when I'm dead. I'll sleep when I'm dead. I go, oh gosh, what in the world? Who says that? I can't imagine that. But there is a importance of when people talk about self-care. My motto is wellness is not basically saying, okay, having a knowledge of what to do. Is knowing what to do and when to do it. So when people talk about self-care, I think many times it's overplayed because we'll say, oh, you got to do tips. You got to take care of yourself. Many times us as leaders will give this great advice of you got to take care of yourself. You got to do these things. You got to do certain things to be able to take care of you. But what we fail to realize is that if we don't do the necessary things to take care of ourselves and do those things, some of us are many times running on an empty cup and running on E. And you think about if you have a car now, even if you have an electric car or whatever you have, gas or whatever, if you don't fill that thing up, it's going to eventually run out. And then all the systems within it is going to get messed up. That is how if we don't do what we need to do, our systems are going to get out of order. And it's not biblical. I know that they said, men gonna beat about sweat of the brow and how we're supposed to be able to work, all this stuff, whatever. But if we look at the example of Jesus, he gave the perfect example of a flow of rest, a flow of work and pouring out into people. In John, the 6th chapter, there were some things that, he healed and all these things, the magnitude, when people talk about the biggest fish fry, that's what happened in John in the 6th chapter. And so whenever Jesus had moments, if you look and you can do a Google search of when Jesus went by himself, because he had those moments wherein I poured out, I gave out, and I'm going to get poured into. And we have to have those moments, as in John, the 6th chapter and the 15th verse. It says, so Jesus, knowing that they were about to make him king, and by force, quickly he left and went up to the mountainside alone. He sent the disciples away, and he went to the mountainside alone. This is the importance of when we talk about solitude, when we talk about having this me time. Some people talk about, well, I want to be able to have this time, but we have to have those moments to recharge. And I was reading a post probably about a week or so ago, and it talked about self-care is not at a place wherein you give less of people. It's at a place wherein you're able to give more of you and not the less that is left of you. So you want to be at a place that if I am going to pour out, I'm going to have a reservoir filled up that I'm going to be able to pour into people. You think about how we wake up, we do jobs, family, all these things we do day to day, and we have so many to-do lists, but do we really take that time out to say, okay, I need to reflect, I need to get focused, I need to have this time to fill up this charge. As I have my cell phone here, this cell phone is about to go down. It's at 14% now. If I continually use the cell phone, it's going to eventually shut down and be like, bye-bye. And many times we don't realize our bodies are telling us. High blood pressure is telling you, headaches is telling you, anxiety, and you feeling more tense. Your body is telling you. You at a place and you like, oh my gosh, why I'm having these medical issues? We don't realize that heart attacks, all of these things, many times it's the root cause of stress, because we hold in. Whenever they talk about, and I would recommend that book, The Body Keeps the Score, because your body holds in trauma. Your body holds in the stress. Your body holds in all of those feelings that if you do not release that thing out or do a cleansing to be able to get yourself filled up, then your body is going to feel it. I can know within myself, I'm like, okay, now I'm feeling a little more irritable. Okay, I got to do something. And people feel like I got to do something major and big. Don't break the bank. Do not try to break the bank and try to post these pictures on social media because I'm going to go on this trip and then you more stressed out because you broke, or trying to go out and buy all these expensive things and you're overspending. So now you're causing in more stress. There are plenty of free activities that you can do that I'm going to attach on tonight that you can download that are simple that you can do. Taking a warm bubble bath, taking a shower, singing in the shower. My thing is dancing. I was going to be the backup singer. I don't know if you all know, but as you all get to know me, you follow me. I was going to be the backup singer. Not singer, I mean dancer. Okay, I'm still talking about singing, but I'm up here dancing. Listen, I was about to be that backup dancer for MC Hammer. And you cannot tell me I was not going to be able to go out there and I'm going to be able to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to be back there doing that typewriter and all that stuff, doing all those things. Going around. I was ready, practicing all the moves. And I don't know if you all remember Oaktown's 357. Get loose. Oh, I was ready. And so dancing is my therapy. That has been within my family. Dancing is one of those things that when I'm just having that day and it's not always church music, listen, you can listen to some R&B. You can listen to those old jams, as long as it don't take you back too far now that it's taking your mind to places. But do those things that are necessary, that you can do simple things, taking a different way to work, all of those things that we need to do. Jesus was the perfect example of, number one, the setting the boundaries that he needed to set. And even though he had his disciples and he had his crew, but he also had those moments where he had to steal away. I'm not talking about isolating yourself. I'm talking about having those moments wherein you're stealing away, having those moments of solitude, wherein you're waking up 5 or 10 minutes before work. And before you even start your day, that you're having a cup of coffee, that you're having your moment of time, or whenever you put the children to bed and you're sitting there, you say, I'm just going to do a warm bubble bath. Or if I'm driving to work and I'm just going to stop and get my favorite drink along the way, I'm going to do a Starbucks week. You know, for me, I work at home a lot. So Wednesday is on my midday where I go out, I do some things for myself. So you got to have those moments because your body is keeping the score. Your body is letting you know, hey, these joints are hurting. It's time to take a rest. Hey, you having all these headaches. It's time to take a rest. Your body is letting you know so many times that we have to take that time to rest. We have to take that time to sit down. We have to take that time, take off the cape. I don't know where we got this from, that if we're not doing something, that is called laziness. We'll say, when they're sitting around the house, I don't think sometimes you need those days to just, when they talk about day of Sabbath, mine is actually on Saturday. My days of Sabbath is on Saturday. Saturday of my days that I have a day of nothingness, that if I do something, it's going to be very minimal and only for maybe no more than 2 hours. That's going to be my time for me. That's going to be my time to start getting creative, or maybe what I've been thinking about for the week, a time of reflection. I'm not a movie watcher, so I try to watch TV, but I'm definitely not that. But I do love to read, so I've been starting to read more, playing my game. I love to play certain games. So those are the things that gives me that release. So then whenever I show up to Sunday and I have to, perform ministry duties and do those things, I am prepared. I have a focus and I'm able to get out and do what I need to do. You wondering why you're so snappy. You wondering why so many things are going on. You not feeling as connected to God. You're feeling so many things. It's because it is a drain. So we have to take those moments, as Jesus said that he sent them, his disciples, away. And it was so many things as to I could unpack from that, where people were trying to make him king and it was not time for him to be that. So he had to go to the mountainside because he had to remain at a place of humbleness to, number one, not go any further and take on a responsibility that was not his time, because sometimes we will too take on responsibilities that were not supposed to be ours. We'll take on family responsibilities. We'll take on assignments that we don't even have the capacity to do. And sometimes we're moving out of seasons because we're trying to go into things like Jesus knew that one day he was going to be crowned king. He could have said then, oh yeah, I'm going to let you all crown me. Because you know how many of us said, when they said, oh, they're about to take him and make him king. Oh, I done fed these people, but through this little fish and 5 loaves of bread. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and do this because I deserve this. We'll be rocking that thing. We'll be posting on social media, doing hashtags, live video, calling everybody. We're gonna have a dinner, all of these things, but it was not his time. And so we take on sometimes many responsibilities, things that we're not supposed to be taking on. We're not using our time effectively. We're not focusing and doing what we need to do. So we're taking on all of these things and we're feeling like we have to do a checklist off when we're not being effective and efficient. There were times wherein I was just doing so many other things and I was just spread thin. And I'm thinking, why is it that I am a single woman with no children, but my life is so busy? Because I was taking on other people's things. I was taking on other things and I was operating in a role that I should have not been. I didn't need to pick up an extra thing to volunteer. I didn't need to pick up an extra ministry role. I needed to be efficient in what I needed to do. And that season of trying to be busy, trying to have those things, it's not really allowing you to be effective in your role and what you need to do in the earth. So when I talk about self-care not only means that I'm doing the things to take care of me, but I'm looking out. It's not being selfish. And many times people feel like, okay, well, if I do this, then I feel guilty. Why are you feeling guilty for taking care of yourself? People need you well. People need you not to be always tired. People need you to not always be complaining and coming to work. Oh, child, well, how you doing? Oh, child. When you talk to people, you're like, is anything going on in your life right? It's because I have so much going on. I'm snapping at my children, mad at my husband, snapping on my wife, getting frustrated, not able to perform my job just because I'm overcommitting and under delivering. I'm not able to really manage all these things that are going on, and I'm not taking that time out for me. So I got to have that moment of rest. I got to have that moment whenever I'm releasing, and I got to have that vibe. I got to kind of know myself and what I need to do. And when I talked about earlier of things of being a self check-in, you got to do those check-ins with yourself regularly. You got to know thyself more than anyone else. You got to know, okay, this right here, something is going on. I'm picking up too many things that I need to do. Okay, so if I can't do it, then I can actually tell people no. Not try to make up an excuse, but NO is the answer. I don't have to give you an excuse. I don't have to give you a reason. No is enough. When they talk about just say no is not just the drugs. When they used to say just say no campaign and be like, say no to drugs and all those things. Just say no is not just to all of those things of drugs and alcohol, all that stuff that people trying to do peer pressure. Do not allow society to pressure you into going to a place that was never meant for you. Don't let society pressure you to go into relationships and connections that were never meant for you. Do not allow society to push you and define you of where you need to be, what you need to be doing, and how you need to be flowing. This is what we call self-care. Self-care of having that balance between rest, work. Because I got to have this fuel. You want to be a powerhouse? Take care of yourself. You want to be a boss lady? Take care of yourself. If you want to be that awesome CEO of your home, work, ministry, whatever that you do, take care of yourself and watch whenever you have that clarity and that focus that you're able to walk at a different level and a different capacity than you have before. All right. So I hope you all have a great rest of the day. You can definitely download this free guide. It will give you 30 tips for 30 days of how you can implement some quick ways to release some stress, to exhale, and to walk towards a purpose fulfilled. And as always, I say that you can always begin anew and you can begin a new start today. And as always, you all walk in purpose, walk out your peace. See you all later. See you all in the next